What's up, you guys? All right, weirdly, I was probably 10 minutes into this reading and my camera ran out of space and I got cut off, and I was like really in the reading. So I'm like, I don't know why that happened, but I'm not putting the cards away. I've got the tarot cards here, so I'm just gonna start with what I have because this feels really important. Because I'm getting this like distorted feminine energy coming up again and again in my readings. Because I think it's a real shadow that needs to be resolved for people, like within yourself, but also maybe in your relationships. Because we did get the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups reversed, but I was getting some very strong messages. So let me start out. When I was shuffling, this literally flung itself out of the deck at sideways, so I kept it. And we're getting the 10 of Swords to begin sideways. I kind of set that aside as like an overarching energy. This is basically, it's like it can only go up from here. A very painful cycle is coming to an end, but it's positive because, I mean, listen, this is so exaggerated. This guy is lying here. He's got 10 swords in his back. He's face down. He's like, again, rock bottom. Like, it can't get worse. It can only get better. But in the background of this card, the horizon is clear. The sun is coming up. So it just shows that, yes, it's difficult. It's been very painful. And it's going to get better, assuming, again, you're taking the steps and you're evolving here, but like, it's going to get better after this. So it feels like something, and again, I do feel it might be around a relationship situation or a pattern around love and maybe manipulation here in your life, maybe from a feminine figure that you grew up with or women in your life. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so this is, I'm putting this aside. That's kind of where we start out here. The first set of cards I got was the Sun reversed. I clarified that and got the 8 of Wands. Now, again, Sun reversed, your happiness. What I heard when I pulled this was the song, you know that Kid Cudi song, Pursuit of Happiness? I don't remember all the words. I'll look it up, hold on. It goes like, I'm on the pursuit of happiness and I know everything. Hold on, let me not fuck it up. 1 second, please. I feel like this is important. I do get a lot of messages through music, but this one came through very clearly. Okay, it says, I'm on the pursuit of happiness and I know everything that shine ain't. Okay, I didn't know it said this. It says, I'm on the pursuit of happiness and I know everything that shine ain't always gonna be gold. Hey, I'll be fine once I get it. Yeah, I'll be good. Okay, that's the chorus. That's the part I was hearing, but I didn't know it said that everything that shine ain't always going to be gold. It's really interesting. I feel that here. I feel like all that glitters is not gold, and it may have looked really good in the beginning. See, I'm getting a Pentacles card to clarify this Queen of Swords reversed. We'll get there. Let's start here. If you're on the pursuit of happiness and you were a little bit deceived, because the second card here is 7 of Swords with Lovers reversed. If you were sort of pursuing something in the past and it turned out to be not what it appeared to be, you know, way more painful, way more difficult, there's nothing wrong with like wealth, abundance, having material comforts. Like none of it, like I have some of those things now that I didn't have before, but it didn't like change me as a person because I worked on myself from the inside first, so that I knew that when I had jack shit and when I was super struggling and things were really difficult, I was like, I'm gonna take my time now to cultivate my character and do the inner work so that later when I do manifest the things that I desire, or at least more abundance, etc., like I'm not going to become an asshole. It's going to amplify the person that you are already. And a lot of people are afraid that if they, you might be, we've all gone through stages, I'm sure, where you're like pursuing the shiny object. You're like, that will solve my problems. That will be the thing that will do it. And you might go for the thing. It may not have anything to do with money. It could be a relationship, a job, or something else. And then you get into it and you're like, why is this rotten inside? Like that Charlie XCX. I think the apple's rotten right to the core. But you don't know it until you experience it. So all that glitters may not be gold, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be abundant. It means looks can be deceiving, and when we're desperate or in fear, or we're experiencing scarcity and we're going towards the thing, those are usually the times when it doesn't work out so hot. And it's fine, like it's a lesson. It's a lesson that a lot of us have to learn. So your happiness might have been tied in the past to shiny things, whatever that means to you, and you've realized, wow, a lot of your shadow stuff came up and it was painful, and now you can be on the pursuit of true happiness, which first and foremost is inner happiness. It starts from within. It does, I know, because I've been in both places. And yeah, so it feels like I heard that song. Like I said, I couldn't remember the specific lyrics, so that definitely resonates on these cards. But we are getting a quick movement forward. It feels like as you realize this, or now that you're realizing that you genuinely want to be happy, and that happiness was not filling the void with just money alone, or shiny things, or the fancy whatever. Fill in the blanks. That wasn't the answer, you know. And now you're like, well, now I need like a strategy because things are changing. Lover's reverse could literally be a relationship that's coming undone, the end of a relationship. It could be like a breakup. It could also be just a really big choice that you need to make. I'm feeling, there are no cups cards, interestingly. Oh yeah, the Queen of Cups reversed. There's like no emotions here. It's very like mental kind of energy I'm feeling. And it could be because emotionally you're already like checked out. If this has to do with an actual relationship, I don't know if it does for a lot of you, but I will say that a lot of the people that are calling me for one-to-one sessions lately are a little bit older. So I would say like late 40s into their 50s. And they are on the verge of ending the relationship that they're in. It's like maybe they've evolved past the relationship point. And I'm not one to tell people to end relationships. I'm always like, it's a mirror, so you need to really be clear about why you're leaving the relationship, because you take you everywhere you go. And any baggage that you've got that's unresolved is coming with you into the next relationship, or with you in your single period. And so it's going to be there no matter what. And it may not manifest the same with every partner, but it'll still be there. So let's just, you know what I mean? Be mindful when you're doing things. If you're going to break up with somebody, at least maybe I could support you to come into the awareness that just leaving the relationship alone will not solve your issue. But it doesn't mean that things won't improve. It just means you've got to be aware that you go wherever you are, there you go. So I'm kind of feeling that here, but at the same time, it does feel like maybe a situation that is ready to come to a natural conclusion is coming to a conclusion because there is so much distorted mental and emotional energy here. And they're both feminine energies. So like I said, if you're a woman, maybe this was the type of feminine energy that you were raised around, so it's a pattern that you're aware of within yourself, like your own shadow, around emotional manipulation, mental manipulation, control issues, doing things to get your way, even when you know like it's hurting the other person, or that it's not clean and clear, it's out of integrity. Like, I don't know, in my shadow era, my shadowy feminine era, I was absolutely manipulative emotionally, you know. I knew what buttons to press to get my needs met, but it wasn't healthy. It was just the way that I, at that time, that's where I was at. I don't know. I grew, you know what I mean? We grow, we evolve, hopefully. So, but if you're in that shadowy energy, then it's like almost holding people hostage, or making people, like using guilt and shame and those types of tactics and fear to get your needs met in relationship especially. And again, like no judgments, we've all been there. But I get the sense that somebody wants to get away from this, because I'm seeing the Seven of Swords running away, looking at that Queen of Swords like, I'm getting the fuck out of here type of energy. So as I said, I'm getting a lot of these calls lately, one-to-one, of people saying, I want to get the fuck out of this relationship. I don't know if I'm right or wrong about it, but like I'm feeling like I've outgrown it, and maybe the other person is in a very shadowy energy. As I said, if that's the case, you do need to look in the mirror. You do need to be like, why did I create this? Why did I attract this kind of situation? Why am I in this type of relationship? What need was it meeting before that maybe it's not anymore, but you're 50% of the relationship. So you definitely want to be self-aware and take responsibility for your side of the street, you know? Okay, and then we're getting this like Queen of Swords, which I was just getting such a strong wave of like anger and like, what's the word? Like somebody who's like, if you pay, this is what I heard, you pay, you're going to pay if I don't get my way. That's what I heard in my head. You're going to pay if, you know, if I don't get my way. And then when I saw that Queen of Cups reversed, I was like, oh boy. Again, world reversed here also, almost the end of a cycle. It's the end of a major arcana. It's like, this is a huge life lesson around maybe either being this type of woman. Again, I have such compassion if you're in this vibe because I've been there. And it hurts because you're not just hurting other people, you're hurting. Hurt people hurt people. There's a healthier way to get your needs met. You don't have to manipulate and control people to get affection or to get things. You know, you don't, but again, you gotta learn. But I don't know, if you're in a relationship with a person like this, it is very difficult. It is very stressful. It takes its toll on you emotionally, mentally, physically. It just fucking wears you out. So I get it. If someone's like, you know what, I really want to get away from you. I clarified the Queen of Swords and I got the Three of Wands looking out onto the horizon. But I do feel that there's a bit of a financial constraint here or some issue around not feeling fully stable, like materially, not being totally self-reliant. Like you could have been tied financially to someone, or there could be money issues, or again, it could be this like pattern of your shadowy feminine energy and scarcity being connected. If you're a woman, for example, and you deal with a lot of struggles, you're not having enough money or you're not able to receive with ease, and then really digging, if you were to dig a level deeper, think about the type of feminine energy that you're embodying, because they're connected, you know, because if we are in that shadow, then we're not receiving, again, the way that's the most natural and organic, when we're truly like magnetic and open and available to receive. We're like contracted and tight and trying to control everything and manipulate everything. And so you might be receiving stuff, but it's coming in this really like weird, difficult, painful way. So anyways, let's continue here. I grabbed these Threads of Fate Oracle. I'll just pull one of these on each. Let me pull without looking first. Sometimes I get like overwhelmed with messages if I look too quickly. All right, underneath we're getting transmute. I've been talking about this shadow energy the whole reading. Transmutation is almost like, it's like alchemy. It's like turning that like bringing the shadow into the light. And maybe an actual practical way to transmute energy would be like if you're feeling angry, for example, something that I like to do is move. Like I don't need to create a whole story about it. Maybe I journal it out a little bit. I write down, just free write, dump it onto a piece of paper. I do morning pages in the morning, and that's what I usually use them for, is to just kind of dump out the subconscious crap and clutter that's in my head, the white noise. But a lot of times I move. I will physically move my body to move that energy. So I'll work out, I'll go for a walk, I'll go to the gym, I'll lift weights, I'll do Pilates, I'll do yoga. It depends on the type of mood I'm in. If I'm angry, it's not usually yoga. If I'm angry, it's usually like do some cardio, again, go lift weights, pump, like get the energy flowing. Or maybe it's just like a movement. Maybe I put on some music and I just move around. I like to work out. I feel like that helps me move the energy. But you can also do it in more of a conscious way and sit and really like locate the feeling in your body without creating a story around it. And this is like practices that I do inside of Rose Temple, for example, or in my client sessions, where you can be like, okay, where is this anger or whatever the emotion is? Where am I feeling it? In my throat, in my stomach? Does it have like a texture, a color? Like, can I just breathe into it and allow that breath to kind of dissolve the stuckness or the contraction or whatever's going on? So anyways, that's about transmuting, but let's start with the sun reversed. I'm on the pursuit of happiness and I know. Okay, ask the body in the reverse. Yeah, it's important to feel what's going on physically and know that your body is giving you signals. So if you're on the pursuit of happiness and you're really ready to take a leap forward, maybe you've been manifesting physical symptoms. And this is a way that your body is trying to get your attention. Exhaustion, I've been feeling that, picking that up in the air lately. And I've also been sleeping more. Although I feel good, I'm just saying I almost feel like I'm transmuting stuff. And, when you do this type of work, I think we do also collectively transmute things that we're feeling and experiencing, and even whatever, you know, it's in the air. But anyways, it could be fatigue, it could be other physical like dis-ease or other types of like feeling sick or not feeling, yeah, like health issues, you know what I mean? Specifically in your body. And that's just a sign. It's like your body is going to send distress signals until you pay attention and do something differently. So that might be one of the ways that you're finally like, okay, enough is enough. I was just talking about that in my last reading about that sexual repression and sharing a little bit with you guys about when I was in a long-term marriage and I started getting sick all the time. And I knew that that was a way that my body was telling me this, something is out of alignment. Like you're not in your full truth. You're not in your like highest potential here. Why? And those illnesses all dissolved. Once I dealt with that relationship issue and then I finally was out of the relationship, I never had those issues again. And I'm not blaming the person. It was me choosing to be out of alignment consciously over and over again until I finally got the message and said, okay, I need to change what I'm doing here. So, all right. With Seven of Swords and Lovers reverse, we're getting versatility in the reverse. And this feels like you do have to be flexible here. Versatility. Let's get one more. Especially when it's coming with the Seven of Swords as upright, which is like a almost a strategizing card. But you can't be inflexible here. Or too rigid about it. Let's see. Death, upright. Something needs to end. I mean, having death with Seven of Swords and the Lovers reverse, it really does to me feel like probably a physical, an actual relationship end. Something is dying here and it needs to die. But if you're not in a relationship, then maybe this isn't your reading, or maybe this is a pattern of like self-love. Like maybe this has to do with the relationship that you have with yourself. Something changing here, a distorted feminine energy. Let's get one more. The universe, and it looks like a puppet master. It's like a hand with strings. I mean, the world is also, which in some tarot decks is called the universe, is under the deck in the reverse, under that Queen of Cups reversed. So again, not just the end of the cycle, but that you're the creator of your reality. That's what this card is saying. You're creating this pattern for some reason. A lot of people can't understand that at first. A great shadow workbook, by the way, that's really like playful and a little bit more advanced is called Existential Kink by Carolyn Elliott, because she studied Tantra and Buddhism and all these other like theologies around how the mind works and the subconscious works, and the like Carl Jung talking about making the unconscious conscious, or else it's directing our life, and we're calling it fate, but it's actually just our shadow running our life. So why would we get into a situation with a manipulative feminine energy, for example? Because maybe in some way it helps us avoid responsibility. Maybe they're taking over and therefore we don't have to be in our power or make all the decisions. And although it can be awful to be in that type of situation and feel like someone else controls your whole life, at the same time, why would you manifest that? Why would you create that and choose that? Some part of you doesn't want to take full responsibility or full ownership, for example. Or like you're emotionally out of balance, and so you manifest a partner who's emotionally unstable because you're repressing your emotions. So you like, if you're really willing to go, that's where I can serve you. Like when you're ready to really take radical responsibility for your world, from there, the possibilities, you guys, for transformation and positive change are limitless. But I really can't help anyone until they're at the point where they're like, yeah, I'm willing to take ownership of my side. From there, you're so powerful. Okay, with Queen of Swords reversed, we are getting another swords. Interesting. The Wildling reversed. It's two swords like this in like a wreath. I don't know what these cards mean because, like I said, I can't even read the booklet. It's so small because it was like a knockoff or something, and I didn't realize that when I bought it. And I got it. I'm like, this is definitely made in China, and the print is literally microscopic. So what am I feeling here? I'm going to clarify it. The Wildling reversed and love upright. See what I mean? For some reason, I'm getting an image here with the Wildling. Again, I don't even have my glasses on, but it kind of looks like it's obviously like the Two of Swords. The Wildling, I'm seeing like cutting through the brush, you know, like a person with a machete in the woods, and like cutting through all of the thorns and like the scary, painful weeds and shit like that, like if you're in the jungle. And the thing that's like motivating this change is love. Interestingly, like I said, there's no cups here on the table except for that Queen of Cups reversed under the deck, which is a distorted feminine emotional energy. So I'm feeling that love, self-love, love in general is what is the catalyst here for the change. I'm gonna get one more tarot card here. Yeah, the Magician, I love that upright. You're like, you have the capacity to create the reality that you really want, but you have to claim your power. You have to like take complete responsibility. But once you do, you've got the tools. In fact, I feel that you've already got what you need to make the change. It's more about getting out of your head, probably getting into your body. It's saying ask your body, but it's reversed, especially with the other messages I got here. It could just be that you need to really ground yourself, because this is going to require you to show up in a very new and different way, and it might really piss someone off. Like I said, I'm just getting this like this energy of somebody who's like, how dare you? It's like, babes, look in the mirror. You know what I mean? How dare I? It's kind of like we're mirroring each other type of vibe. So I'm going to actually get an oracle card on all of these. So let's get one from the Divine Feminine. Just checking the time here. I can't say, ooh, I'm already at 20 minutes. Let's get, maybe I won't get 3. Maybe I'll just get an overarching message here. What overall do we need to know here? It feels very much like you got to just stand in your power, no matter how upset this might make someone else, or no matter how much you have to cut through the white noise and the distort. Because a Queen of Swords reverse can be someone who's literally, I don't know if I already said this, but it's like emotional abuse, mental abuse. It can be like that type of gaslighting, vindictive energy. And it's very challenging to move beyond that, especially if you've been dependent, you know, in any way with a person like that, male or female. It's tough. But then again, you really have to ask yourself, why would I choose this? It said all that glitter, what did it say? All that glitters isn't always going to be gold. Yeah, we're getting the Dakini. I love that it's the enlightened feminine after I talked about all the shadow feminine energy. It says, my gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. And under the deck is Inanna, the Queen of Heaven and Earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. As I said, why would we manifest such distorted feminine energy in our life? Because we need to claim and own our shadow side. We need to bring it out into the light and stop feeling guilt and shame about it, and actually just see it for what it is, another aspect of ourselves. If you're not using it to be harmful and to create more suffering, there's nothing wrong with your shadow at all. It's just there. It just exists. There is no dark without light. It's the yin and the yang. They both coexist in like a symbiotic way. It's how much you repress it. That's what gives your shadow power. That's what ends up allowing the shadow to create harm and chaos and wreak havoc in your life, because you're not looking at it. Because you're like, la la la, I'm going to pretend like it's not there, but it's there. It's like I said, I always tell my clients when they're struggling with certain emotions, it's like you're on your meditation mat and your depression and your sadness and your bitterness and your jealousy is in the corner, and you're like, you see it, it's like a dark shadow, and you're like a gremlin, and you're like pretending that it's not there. It's there. So just invite it in. Come on. Come here. Come over here. Literally, you know, metaphorically speaking, invite it into your practice, invite it into your consciousness, because it's there. Whether you want to look at it or not, it's there. So this is how we do shadow work. It's not sit 17 hours with your inner child and journaling for 7,000 words. Like, if that turns you on, that's fine. But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't have to be that heavy. 2, it doesn't have to take that long. It's more about, can you just pull it out at the root and really truly look at it and use a tool or two to move through it. Again, I teach you guys this stuff when you work with me. I give you meditations. I give you purification practices like from Buddhism. You know, it's a 4-step process. And it's simple in essence. Doing the work isn't always simple, but, you know, the tools don't have to be complicated. You just got to sit and do it, you know, and keep it moving. So I love that the Dakini is here, the enlightened feminine to really trust your intuition. But to do that, you've got to tune into your body. Yeah, and then we're getting I love it, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. You guys, I tell you over and over, if you haven't asked your guides, your angels, or whatever you believe in for support, please pray. Be like, if this situation seems impossible and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of here, or I don't know what I'm going to do about this, your prayers or your asks create powerful channels of possibility. There are times when you need to literally be open and ask for support so that it can be given to you. Don't question how it's going to come, when is it going to come, in what specific means is it going to come. Don't worry about it. Don't micromanage the universe. Just ask and start taking those steps forward, as in, maybe you need to do a meditation today. Maybe you need to ground yourself. Maybe you need to take a walk or do something to transmute some energy. Maybe you need to do some reflecting. I don't know. But like I said, I can serve you. If this is you, then you can come and work with me for 90 minutes for a session. So book a one-to-one session if you want. The links are below. This very much feels like the possibility is absolutely available for you to transmute this and move forward into something so much better, into true happiness. But it's like, again, we can't bypass the final stage of a lesson like this. You have to come into your full power. You have to claim your power. Because when you do, a person, if it's a person that thinks that they have power over you and that they can manipulate the hell out of you mentally and emotionally, the minute that they don't have the minute you're like, I don't need this lesson anymore, I don't need this anymore because I'm willing to take full responsibility for myself, then their power dissolves. The hold they have on you starts to dissolve in real time. And it's amazing how quickly things can shift after that. But you have to feel like you're taking complete ownership for your part. And then be willing to do what it takes to move forward. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling. So like I said, if you want to work together on this, because I send a follow-up email with things to use after the session. You're not left on the cliffhanger. I will send you practices, guided meditations, and things specific to what comes up in our session. So just know that. That's part of, the package. And Rose Temple, my yearly women's group, is coming back. I'm going to have the waitlist ready by next week. I'm just finishing up the sales page now. So that will be run in conjunction with Magdalene Mysteries, which is the level 2. It's like the step after a year of Rose Temple, at least a year of Rose Temple. So if we've never worked together, you're probably going to want to come in at Rose Temple level, more of the foundation. And then Magdalene Mysteries will be that more intermediate advanced. So I'll be talking about that a lot coming in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope this resonated, and feel free to leave me any comments below if this did. And I will see you guys in the next one.